Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. Hope all of you are doing well, preparing well for the upcoming prelims examination. This is a video session on daily news and editorial analysis dated 15th of January. Through this video session, I'll be discussing the important news and editorial both from the Hindu and Indian Express. The analysis of the news will specifically cater the aspirant of civil services examination, state public service commission examination, and even one-day examination conducted across the country. So we'll see the important news relevant from the examination perspective. And before I begin the session, I would like to tell you about Nischay program. This is an all India test series program where we are providing 4900 PYQs question. Along with that, the video discussion will be there, demo test and free magazine for content enrichment. This particular test series is specifically meant for UPSC CSE Prelims 2024. If you want to have an instant registration, you can use this QR code, or even you can reach out our website for further details. Now, moving ahead, first I'll give you the highlights, then we'll proceed with the detailed analysis of the news one by one. So the first important news is about the India and Maldives relation. Maldives government has given an ultimatum of 15th March to withdraw all the troops and forces that is deployed in Maldives. Second important news talks about the new trend in the investment. We have seen pretty declining on the part of manufacturing and infrastructure. We'll see the detail to that. Third important news talks about PMYG, the new version is which government actually planning to come up with 85% of higher financial assistance. The second last news talks about the accelerated market entry where government has specifically permitted parallel testing for electronics from the manufacturers. We'll see the details, how it will have a significance to the Indian economy. And I'll conclude the session with editorial that talks about regulating the online gaming industry in the country. We have seen there's a upward trend and the surge in terms of the gaming industry. So what are the essential regulation even required when we have such thriving sector in our country? So let's see the detail and understand the nuances of it. Let's get started with a further detailed analysis of each and every news one by one. So the first important news is about the Maldives and India's relation, which we are witnessing are deteriorating relations between India and Maldives. In terms of bilateral relations, the things are not working out, and the Maldivian president has actually requested India to withdraw the military personnel which is deployed in the country, and they have given the ultimatum of 15th March this year, that is 2024, to ensure that all the troops that is deployed with various agreement between India and Maldives need to be withdrawn. This is what the ultimatum has been given. A request has been made by the Maldives president or the Maldivian government. Now I'll give you the background how it all started. This is something not related to that, but in the present context, in the limelight, it was been news that India and Maldives has actually a long lending relationship, right? जहाँ पे एक standing relationship रही है, but the things got worse recently, which has acted as a catalyst in deteriorating the relationship, where the derogatory remark which was there against the Prime Minister of the country, and even he made a visit to Lakshadweep where he had a comparison, even not comparison, he said that this is something we need to be promoted to an extent. But that was taken to another side by the Maldivian, वहाँ की जो और भी गवर्नमेंट्स हैं, वहाँ के जो पोर्टफोलियो में मिनिस्टर्स हैं, they have something tweeted and which has ignited the entire issue. The announcement has also led to the heels of Maldives president, where he has actually visited to China, and it is considered that this particular government, which is actually a party which is held by PPM, this is the Progressive Party of Maldives. तो ये गवर्नमेंट जो है दिस इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी अ प्रो चाइना गवर्नमेंट, राइट? सो दे आर प्रो चाइना एंड इवन they have a diplomatic relationship with Chinese earlier as well. So this is something, this is only in the present context, but अगर आप बैकग्राउंड देखें तो ये पार्टी ऐसी पार्टी है जिन्होंने मालदीव्स में इंडिया आउट का कैंपेन भी चलाया था. सो दिस वाज अ पार्टी that a PPM party which actually called for India out. So this was a campaign which has actually called which was there in their election manifesto that India out is there, right? So जो पार्टी इस तरह के basically एजेंडा को actually promote करती है, so definitely they will not have a good relationship with India. So ultimately these all are the things that you need to encapsulate to understand why things are working in a worst conditions between India and Maldives, because the PPM party is a pro-China party and they have an agenda called India out. Now, to understand the troops that is deployed in Maldives, what are the number? Specifically, the number is minuscule, and total number of the Indian military personnel which is deployed over there is 88. Right. So these are the only personnel which is there, and they are being also asked to be discontinued. The Indian soldier has been there in Maldives for various part of the Maldivian training program, both the compact and recognized between the operations with various forces like army, navy, and paramilitary forces. Yet, the Maldivian nation, including the politicians, have protested the presence of any capacity in the country. They don't want the presence of Indian military at any capacity in the country of Maldives. Now, India and Maldives has also a long history of cooperations in various areas, including defense. But as I've told you, the party's mottos is different. They are pro-China, so they do not want anything to continue with that. And even the recent meeting between both the head of the state between the Maldives and China, now they have a core strategy to rule out how they can come up with. So these are some of the things that is working out between India and Maldives, which is not good in terms of bilateral relations. Now, if you look at Maldives precisely, I just wanted to give you an idea. I mean, most of you must not be aware of these details. So, the GDP is close to 5.1 billion. The part of the total individual contribution is 13190. Currency is Maldivian rupiah, which is close to 15.37 per USD. And if you look at the external trade, which is 117.9%, and the language is Delivi. और अगर बात करें वहाँ टोटल पॉपुलेशन की, तो टोटल पॉपुलेशन इज 98% बिलोंग्स टू मुस्लिम. Right, the median age is 29.9, population is this much. The political system is a multi-party system currently, which is ruled by PPM, that is the provincial party of Maldives, right? So the progressive party of Maldives, we are not concerned about the name as such, but short में PPM बोलते हैं. Now, China की investment की अगर बात करें, if you look at the part of investment which China is making, they are making a huge investment. Even they have a broader roadmap that how they will be making their investment in Maldives. So, as per the report by the CCTV, they said that infrastructure construction is the first and foremost priority for Chinese. Then they have medical care and healthcare, improving people livelihood, new source of energy, agriculture, and marine environment protection. So these are the important 5 area, the broad area upon which the China will be making a huge investment in Maldives. Now, Chinese influence in Maldives has become visible in the past few years because we have seen some of the island, close to 10 island. These are the official number that has been leased out. So ये जैसे island है जिनको lease out किया गया है to the Chinese government for further development, and this is something which is a concern for India because they will conduct their military operations and even they will make a surveillance zone, which is something not appreciated by India. India ने जो सागर की initiative को actually aim किया था, and even the Act East policy और neighborhood first policy के through ये सारे initiatives India ने अपने neighbor countries के लिए किया था, but the things is not working out with Maldives as of now. Now you can see the details over here so that you will make you can make a comprehensive analysis why this region is important. You can see this is Maldives over here, which connect to the Middle East and even to the part of China. So this makes it more important, which is also a part of the exclusive economic zone region, and even इस region को EEZ में भी categorize करते हैं. Now that is the why I mean Maldives has been given a due importance, but even to present context, the Chinese have an edge on this part. Now, moving ahead, decline in the new investment for Q3, October से December की अगर बात करें, we have seen the the part of the quarter decline has been witnessed, and this is something due to various reasons. We'll see the detail to that. So declining trend की अगर बात करें, we have seen the fresh investment from October to December quarter was actually declined, and this has been expenditure tripling at the FIFA past about 60% that was proposed, and outlay was fell by 35%. So you can see almost half the number it has been. We have seen the downturn. Manufacturing investment plan में उसके अलावा automobile sector, cement sector, they have witnessed a significant drop. Now these sectors are again an important sector for economy. If these will not be performing, ultimately it will have its repercussions to various other sectors as well. The new road project has actually sunk by 56%. Or fresh railway investment की अगर बात करें, it has plummeted to 92.2%. Or proposed investment has also been half in the various sectors, which include electricity, then we have irrigations, manufacturing, witnessed the sharpest drop in this particular quarter. So just to be precise, this is for this particular quarter 3. It can perform well, but as of now, things are not that great. Now, state key performances की अगर बात करें, we have some good news coming out for the state. So, Maharashtra has emerged as a total final investment in quarter 3 of around 470 new project that is there with a worth of 1.04 lakh crore rupees. Then we have followed by Karnataka, Uttarakhand and Gujarat. So, these were the performances of the state in terms of total investment they were able to brought in. Now, these four states has actually 56% of the total new investment that was announced between October and December 2023. So this is for the third quarter, and the final quarter will be concluded from Jan to March, right? Now, other important news that is Center likely to unveil the new PMAYG version. This is a Gramin version of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. So the government is looking forward to come up with a revamped and updated version and even to increase the budget allocations for the next coming 5 years. So we'll see what are the changes that has been made, and even I'll make you understand about the PM Pranam scheme which was there, PM Janman scheme which is for basically for the tribal people. We'll see the detail to that as well. So budget allocations की अगर बात करें, the government has allocated 54,478. Why I'm giving this number? Because many a times you will not be able to understand how the government is making their allocation, and even what is the government intention and how dominate this particular area. So the amount give you a fair idea about that. So it's the highest annual allocations that has been given to this scheme. The expected saving would be an additional of 16,143 crore rupees for Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, which is the first supplementary grant that was approved in Lok Sabha in December 2023. Now, about the new scheme that government is actually bringing, and they have actually made the changes, the augmented part, 85% higher allocations की बात की गई है for each beneficiary. If you look at the current trend, I mean जो करंट में प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना ग्रामीण के थ्रू जो अमाउंट फंड दी जाती है, this is 1.2 for plains area में for the part of the plain area, this is 1.2, or hilly area, northeastern area like Jammu and Kashmir and even Ladakh, it is 1.13 lakh, right? Now under the revamped version, the cash support is likely to enhance to 2.3 lakh unit for per household unit. So this is what the number has increased, which is considered to be an 85% surge than the previous one. Now, what are the features of PMAYU? Specifically, this is for urban, so all weather connectivity है, women की empowerment की भी बात की गई है, whether better quality of life for poor people, security of tenure, and even adequate for the physical and social infrastructure. So if it is asked about the urban and rural, you should not confuse. This is specifically about the urban area, and we are talking about the augmentation of the total fund in the rural one, that is in the Gramin one. Now, PM Janman was another important scheme that was unveiled by the Union Cabinet. So they have approved the Pradhan Mantri Jan Jatiya Avasiya Maha Abhiyan, right? This is something, a corpus of 2.39 lakh was given, right, for the socio-economic development of the particular vulnerable tribal group, which is also known as PVGT. तो ये काफ़ी vulnerable group है, इनके लिए इतनी बड़ी fund बहुत ही important है, specifically for writing in mains examination. Make sure you use this as an example. Now, PM Janman has aims to improve the socio-economic conditions of the PVGT. उसके साथ साथ उनकी habitations को, उनको एक proper housing देना, clean water, improving the access to education, health, nutritional security, electricity, telecom connectivity, and sustainable part of the livelihood opportunities will be given through the PM Janman scheme. Now, some other brief details that you must know as a factual information which will be relevant. So, elevating the part of PVGT from their socio-economic status, 18 states plus Andaman Nicobar region में होंगे, benefits to almost close to 28 lakh people, and 11 critical intervention has been there, like the permanent house, the Pakka house, road connectivity, pipeline. These all have already made a discussion. So this is something for a brief understanding of what this scheme is all about. Now, moving ahead, Center have permit the parallel testing for electronic forum manufacturers. Again, something important that will call for, more importantly, the availability of the product and the stock at the earliest. So products of the electronics and mobile manufacturers will now reach faster to the will reach faster to the warehouses or even to the stocks place, because government has allowed the parallel testing of 64 electronic devices. There are n number of devices. I cannot name all 64 here. So you can check out the further details, but 64 electronic item has been allowed by the union government, by the central government, to go for the parallel testing of electronic. They will be directly doing it along with the manufacturers. Now, compulsory registration schemes की अगर बात करें, this is also known as a CRS scheme. Under the scheme, the electronic product, whether the imported or locally manufactured product, undergo the mandatory testing and obtain the security approval from the Bureau of Indian Standard before they are sold out. So इंडिया में BIS की अप्रूवल ज़रूरी होती है before any electronic item is being sold out, and even they take certain quality check. The QC is properly taken, and this is actually ensured by the Bureau of Indian Standard. Now, parallel testing की अगर बात करें जो गवर्नमेंट ने अलाउ किया है, लास्ट ईयर द गवर्नमेंट हैज कंडक्टेड द पायलट प्रोजेक्ट to ensure that the testing is there for the component departing from the traditional sequential testing system. In parallel testing, components are simultaneously tested unless the sequential testing that were done after another. As a result, जो components थे that were deployed, and even faster testing process के through, even sequential testing, it has ensured that the part of overall testing apart from the manufacturing hub can also take place. Over the last year, government has also run the pilot project जहाँ पे component testing के लिए अलग से भी sequential testing बनाने की बात की गई है. Now moving ahead with the editorial for the day, regulating India's online gaming industry. This is something which is again important. There can be a direct question in general studies paper 3 precisely, and even paper 2. So paper 3 and paper 2 both for both paper, it is a concerned topic. Now you can be asked about how to regulate it and what is the growing trend. So I'll give you some data that will help you precisely to take a note of that and even write a good point in the mains paper. So what I'm discussing with the part, first we'll see the digital markets, the government regulations, the global perspective, and even the part of the conclusion. So we'll see the detail as per the issues that is mentioned. So first, giving you the background, India की अगर बात करें, India is the world largest mobile gaming market in the apps download. In terms of total apps download that is done in the cell phone, India is the biggest market. The transaction-based game revenue has increased by 39% from 2022, from 21 to 22. In a year, we have seen 39% of the surge. Now, even this sector is expected to grow by 20% by the financial year 25, and the total amount that will reach will be 231 billion, right? This is what the anticipation is. And India has a market fantasy of sports even for the user base of 180 million. The industry is expected to grow with the compounded annual growth rate of 13%, which is also known as CAGR rate in the financial year of 27. और इंडिया की जो टोटल गेमिंग है that has raised to $2.8 billion from the domestic gaming investors. In the last 5 years, the funding has increased to 380% in 2019 to 23% in 2020. So this is how it has made a spontaneous growth, and even in terms of numbers, in terms of figure, these all are on the higher side. Now moving ahead about the digital market, India की अगर बात करें precisely 692 million internet users हैं, world की second largest base है in terms of that, and rank 8 in the terms of the app users. Although this is all-time high for the first time, we are on the one, and the daily users have increased by 32% since 2019 and declined by 82 dedicated media entertainment, which is half of the social media. So even if you look at the OTT platform that is operating apart from the gaming sectors, everything has been there on an upsurge. However, the concern has been raised regarding the AI generated deepfakes video, the part of blurring reality, which is still there. Now, apart from deepfakes, the AI has to be ethically monitored. We have a lot of other discussion to that regard. I'm not getting into detail of that, but this is something which government is actually looking for. The online services market failure is now steamed to incaterate play of the digital algorithms. और situations की बात करें, this has accelerated to the illegal offshore gambling, and even betting market has been exponentially increased. Some of the clubs that is there, I will not name any one of them. So बहुत सारे ऐसे clubs हैं, चाहे वो cricket से related हो, football हो, any for part of any India industry which is there, even for the betting industry for different other games, that is also on a higher side. Now, if you look at the global market trend, precisely looking at the figures and data, this will give you more clarity on this part. You can look at the part of CAGR growth and even the causal hyper, mid, hardcore, RMG, PG and console and esports. These are some of the gaming market industry that is showing their trend. This is for financial year, and this is expected to grow by 2026, which will be close to and higher than 30%. Right? And even if you look at precisely about the data from the mobile gaming part, 326 million, this is the data from CII, and 1.2 billion is the mobile market, sixth rank in the Indian mobile market, and 1.6 billion expected market to grow by 2026. So this all figures are reliable with the proper predictions, and this will take a surge in the coming years. Now moving ahead with the government regulations की अगर बात करें, government किस तरह से regulate करने की बात करी है, we have seen that the growth, the part of the total contribution is 100 billion annually with the illegal offshore of the gambling market, which is 20% of the growth rate in the past 3 years down the line. और अगर देखिए जिस तरह की एंटिसिपेशन, जिस तरह की जो ग्रोथ है, इसमें फ्रॉडलेंट एक्टिविटीज भी काफ़ी बढ़ी हैं. इलिसिट मैल प्रैक्टिसेस फॉर द पार्ट ऑफ फ्रॉड हैज बीन देयर 45 बिलियन ड्यू टू दिस इलिसिट प्रैक्टिसेस. Now this changes can urge the part of robust regulation. State government को भी इसमें attempt करने की बात की कि state government was making an attempt to ban the online gaming, but this is something which is not a solution. We have to come up with the regulation. Banning anything is something that will even curb with the part of job associated with that particular industry, right? So we need to regulate it in a proper manner. So Ministry of Electronics and IT has actually come up with the amendment draft known as IT Intermediary Guideline and Digital Media Ethics Code in this particular relations that call for regulating the part of online industries in the country. Now global perspective की अगर बात करें और ऐसे कोई countries जो इस पे they have a good practices. So UK has a regulatory framework where they have quarterly reported the assessment and impact of the regulations for the gaming sector. Recent funding has been there with the operational violations with the part, and even multi-million pound fines were also reported in 2017. Strict enforcement की गई है with regards to the part of contribution that has been made with the disordered gaming industries from mid to low risk gaming behaviors. And IMF, that is International Monetary Fund, has also highlighted a blend of elevated tax, discriminatory and regulatory enforcement to ensure that the online gaming sector specifically need to be in a proper regulations under the authority of the government of the states. Now, to conclude, establishment of a regulatory framework is a need of the hour. Definitely, the center will make rules which will be guided to the state government to ensure the implementations, and it will ensure that the responsible growth of the online gaming sector is taking place. Self-regulatory bodies need to be registered with the ministry, which may actually look into the grievances, and even the gaming intermediaries who are the member can meet their certain criteria. Now, such body will resolve the complaint through the grievance redressal mechanism. Now, if you have been fraudulent activities going on, you can report that, and even you can expect that within 30 days. This is what the rule anticipates, the IT rule which is there. Within 30 days, they need to have a resolutions and even substantial result to be coming out. This will ensure that yes, this market is regulated to a longer run, and even providing a cushion for all the other people who are actually using the sector. So this is how the conclusion can be made. Now moving ahead with the answers and discussion for the yesterday questions. For first, the correct option is B about the Hinley passport report. इसमें options B correct हैं. So statement 1 and statement 3 is correct. Now moving ahead with the second question is about the National Surveillance Program for Aquatic Disease. यहाँ पे options 2 correct है. That only option 2 is correct. Option 1 is not correct. So do read out the explanation for better understanding. Moving ahead with the today's MCQ questions for the day. The first question is about the Vembanad Lake. Consider the following statement. The lake is a wetland of international significance recognized by the Ramsar Convention. The Konakalam bird sanctuary is also present in the coast of this lake. The lake acting as an India's mud bifurcations, two sections with one contain fresh water and river and other perennial brackish water. So check out for the correct option. You have to simply write question number 1 in the comment section followed by the correct option, and you can drop your answer, what you feel is correct, in the comment section down below. So do have your participation. The second question is about the mustard hybrid DM11. So this is a transgenic hybrid which has been developed by the Center for Genetics and the part of crops plant which is there at University of Delhi. Hybridizations is a cross two generation decimal plant which has a variety even formed in the same species. This is something important for prelims examination precisely. There's a direct question that can be asked with relations to this. This is a questions from the biotechnology. So इसको answer करने के लिए question number 2 followed by your correct option, and you can drop down your answer in the comment section down below. So do have your participations, write your valuable answer what you feel, and you can make your participations by writing your answers. So this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, queries about test series, programs, new admission or any other programs, you can reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being stay connected.